can see the houses as they were, I can see the church as it was. And I can see all the people, I can see their faces. I can see them coming in the chorus, I can see them going out. I can see all this. Them days are gone, aren't they?
Is bochtrod áit ecal tséki. Is cum cean carnial beg go hír, I tréchtar, tá an tír níos bochte go bhár. Is weig na chorod a bheith brandhwer, Ilan a bhí chu bríomhar agus ra daoine chu geallháireach an trá, agus inis nílach na héanachaí agus éanachaí néir a gur a masasteach. Snitty huishin. Spochtar edition.
An céadlán ar bhí mis an siúlméid timpeall agus tá náit có uignach. Bheadh tú ná cuimhnú go raibh daoine ag siúl timpeall agus go raibh beocht iontóg sin an. Agus gur tharla sé in son fiúis is stáid gur sin an mud is measa faoi.
Le lechiad blian an ús, sé an tostas an ciúnas is mú atá réim ar Inishshark. Hir tá faragaí catí an Atlantach mhóir. Her waipísa tá Ilanelli, Inish bofinne, a bhfuil tordan an tíal is na bethe le tlístáil go fóil. Tá beag na 8 duine ina gcónaíonn seo ar fud na bliana, agus sa saoire tagan na mílte cuairteoirí ar sire. Fádós na bliantí rih an gortamór, bhí breis 1,800 duine ina gcónaí ar Inish bofinne, agus 300 duine ar Inishshark. Ach bhí gríman ar bháití ag an Atlantach ar an áit sé riú. Is fánach an tileán a bhí chos scairdiúil nach ó contúirteach leis. Agus I mí ar a fómhar 1960, múchú an tealach dearnach go deo ar Inishshark. Nuair a bhreaní muid an ón aniu ó chladí Inish bofinne, tugtar siar muid go dtí ré eile, nuair a bhí an airige an puinte aitheantais, an ród commonta ó Ileán amháin go Ileán eile.
The people of Inishshark and Inishbofin were pretty close. We'd be over there and you could go into anybody's house and have a cup of tea and they'd come back to us. It was the same thing. You could see for miles towards the mainland, towards Inishbofin Island and out towards Cleggan. So you didn't seem to be isolated on it, although, as everybody knows, when you're on an island you are isolated. But life growing up on the island to me and the rest of my mates, my neighbours, was pretty nice, pretty good.
In my time growing up, I'm a very young laddie, I used to go over to Buffin, my father. They used to sell the lobsters that time on a Saturday. And they'd have the few pints. And then they'd go over again on a Sunday to Mass.
Bhí an cárdas idir muintir Buffin agus muintir Inishshark. Mar gheall go raibh bád beag ag muintir Shark, brasíd ar Bufinne ar go leor rudaí. Tháinig siad go Bufinne ag an siopa agus ó fiag an foist agus go affran an dónig má bhí an amsir má go leor.
What Buffin meant was that was the main island to us. It's like a mainland because you had shops in Buffin. Naturally, you had the church to go to Mass when the weather prevails, and you had the pub for the older people who were delighted to have a pint of Guinness. And it was a great day for us when we go to Mass as well because we could get side down and biscuits from the shops. And that meant a lot then because you were deprived of all these living on an island like John.
Bhí dlúhaint idir dá Ileán, freis gur farge chuicheach a bhí go minic idir an dá Ileán is samólánach bhí tá an caidrú sin na bhecham, ach bhí dlú caidrú ag muintir dá Ileán le chéile. Agus dé tará, nuair a dag muintir Inishshark an Tileán sin, Getar gur chuisteach go mór chadre winter Inishbó finne.
There were a great loss to this island when they left Shark that time. Because, well, especially out on the island here, it was something to look forward to too. The neighbours will be saying, the poor Sharkmen might be able to come tomorrow. There's so many days now since they were here. We missed them very much around here.
Bhí hághram sa baróiste seo, ach war siad ar éin idir uireas tír. Nuair a bhí muintir Inishbó finne ag tabhairt airad an agarithe seo, ag cur san airach is i baint sa bhóvar, baulaí an cás san Uileán Beag hiarmhathú.
Alwyn ledius na vart gewekin, maar mijn boni jaarsachten. Grain wils na milti ganski, zie de vogels van el Galway. Roosje de wahualde, roosje de wahualde.
Well, if you didn't see a man in the field that time, if you weren't confident, you would say he was either gone to the mainland or he was sick. As soon as you got up in the morning, you put on your pair of hobnails and got your spade and out in the field. Everyone saw their own bit of land to have their own supply spuds. The spuds was the most important.
And they'd have to sow oats and turnips and cabbage. The sides came out to cut the hay when hay time came around. Well, the women were at home and they were looking after the cows. Milking cows, morning and evening that time, feeding calves, making churns, making bread. The only thing they had to buy was sugar and flour and tobacco or something like that.
Vider sealacht le na chéile agus a tuairt pebicad bhí amsa, bhí sé áit agus mar a chéile an bailchaile. Agus sin síl simplí bhí Jacob, ach bhí uaisleocht a baint leis sin gynál sin síl.
They had all their potatoes sowed St. Patrick's Day, and then St. Leo's Day was the 9th of April, I think. And the wheat and barley and everything else was sowed by then. So it was getting ready for the lobster fishing. And that was like a tradition for them over the years.
Bínta go teo fyr umrah Inishshark. Ní rá sárú le fáil. Hir in 1809 hanig loch na banan seo, agus dar leofa, bíd fórne báid Inishshark, na humróí is seaar ar an gcósta lig. Ní rá na hilánaí seo I brethir seol ná gáil. War na dlúnta ar skilagaid lávaí is neart na lár is na maidí ráva.
The Sharkmen were great men with the oars. 16 and 18 foot of pitch pine. And they could use them oars the same as you use the spoon stirring your tea. They were so used to it since they were kids. They were brought up with them. And they were good, they were great men in the boats.
But that time now my father go out fishing at 4 o'clock in the morning. Himself and his brother, and they'd haul the pots. And then they'd go off and they'd pull the pots again in the middle of the day. And they might have to row 3 miles to the fishing ground. And they'd go off again in the evening. So 3 times a day the pots were hauled at that time. And then sometimes they'd go pollock fishing at night. And they'd row all the way from the island out to Cleggan to sell their fish. And head back into the island again. But that was a long row, 9 miles. From Shark to Cleggan. Sell your fish after being out all night without sleep or anything. And row back into the island again that night. You know? Oh, they were hard men. And tough men.